Playwright J.B. Priestley's Time in the Conways is considered a theatrical masterpiece. The play tells the story of an upper-class English family facing issues of a culture separated by class during the two world wars. Broadway audiences will now get to know this fascinating family, led by Downton Abbey star Elizabeth McGovern, in its limited run at the American Airlines Theater. This revival is directed by Rebecca Taichman, who won the Tony for Best Direction of a Play for the critically acclaimed play Indecent. Taichman was the only female nominee in her category at the 71st Annual Tony Awards. Is only the 6th woman to have won a Tony for directing a play. I recently got the chance to speak with Rebecca Taichman about how she hopes to change this and increase diversity in the theater. But I first began by asking her about what drew her to this play, Time in the Conways.
Yeah, I mean, and it moved me. I mean, ultimately, that's sort of what I'm hoping to find are pieces that really deeply move an audience. And I was, you know, by the end of it, it really had me kind of by the heart.
You talk about it being a portrait of a family, certainly, and it seems like it's also a portrait of a time and place. Mm-hmm. And on the theater, you don't always get that. You know, sometimes you don't get the bigger picture of time and place. Right. You get the picture of the characters on stage. So here, you're seeing Britain through the span of about 18 years or so. What about that do you think was interesting, and the portrait that it gives us of Britain in that period?
I mean, I think he sets it in the interwar years, so it starts right at the end of World War I and right at the as we're about to turn the corner into World War II. So it's sort of bookmarked by these two massive events, and the first one being, this explosion of hope and possibility. The Great War is over. Everything seems possible. This upper middle class family sort of believes it's their time has come. And actually they're sort of perched on the verge of this sort of huge tumble. So he writes about, it's this moment in which this kind of upper class culture that had sort of blinders on to what was actually coming around the corner. And that they really, economically, socially, everything changes in those 18 years in their circumstance. And by looking at that exact span of time, he's really encouraging us to look at how the choices led by this kind of greed and narcissism, where they sort of drop this family out in their future.
Priestley wrestles with theories of time. Time in the Conways wrestles with theories of time.
Absolutely.
So you have an expanse you're dealing with here. Does that prevent or present you with any particular challenges because of the difference in the time frames?
I mean, I think that Priestley is really presenting an alternate vision of time, and he's hoping. And in his 1937 audience, he was really hoping that a new way of looking time would be sort of embraced by the culture actually at large, and that it would change the direction of British society. And he's sort of inviting you to think of time not as a kind of linear stream, sort of ever kind of going in the same direction, sort of marching ever slowly forward, perpetually in that direction only, and instead to look at time as kind of multiple or simultaneously, so that the past and the present and the future actually all coexist. It's a very kind of wild and beautiful way of looking at life, and looking at life kind of from this long view. And I think the invitation that's inherent in there is, instead of this kind of panic that we're sort of moving ever closer to our death, that he sort of invites you to get off this idea of being on a sinking ship, and instead where we kind of are grabbing and reaching for things, and instead to take this large view of a kind of communal life in which you sort of see the bigger picture constantly.
Last question for you. Recently won a Tony for Indecent, and I was somewhat taken aback to find out that you're only the 6th woman to have won a Tony for directing a play.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is, and how do we change that?
Well, that is a good question.
I'm asking you that with about 2 minutes left to answer that, right?
It's a biggie. I think It's pretty shocking number, and the statistics of it are just super clear. Like, you can't deny the smallness of that percentage. So it's inequitable, period. It's just no question, right? So the looking ahead, the desire is to make it more equitable, and the question is, how do we do that? You know, how do we pursue that with optimism and passion and energy, and you know, bring more women directors onto large stages? I would also add people of color too. I think it's just been a profession that has been, you know, largely dominated by a particular kind of person, and it's very exciting to think about bringing multiple and, you know, more diverse points of view, and really opening up that up and broadening it out. So I think it's, you know, it's like about a great consciousness and a huge sort of invitation to widen the pool.
Yes, well, hopefully your success will hasten that journey
I
to
would
get
love
more
that.
and more people.
I would love
It's
that.
been a pleasure. Thanks for taking some time with us.
Thank
We appreciate
you.
it. You be well.
Delight to be here.
Time in the Conways is now playing a limited engagement on Broadway at Roundabout Theater Company's American Airlines Theater. For more information, please log on to metrofocus.org.